Hey Heartlanders! In today's video, I interviewed Jake Church, who played Jake Anderson on Heartland. That's right, Mallory's Jake. We talk about the really cool things he's been doing since he left Heartland, as well as his very strong family connection to the Heartland Ranch itself. Also, we talk about season 16. You're sure to enjoy this really fun interview with Jake Church. Watch this. People say you changed a lot, but you still have the same look. I mean, you still look like Jake. You don't look like a
Yeah,
totally different person.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully not too much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have my dog here.
Oh, wow. What kind of dog is that?
He is a brindle German Shepherd,
Oh,
and
wow.
he's about 8 months old. This little guy.
Oh, do you love animals then? Is that
Oh
something?
yeah, yeah. No, I love animals. Yeah, we got cats and horses and all that stuff at the ranch. So
Oh, wow. So you have your own ranch now.
yeah. So actually, the horses on Heartland, they belong to my grandfather.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into doing Heartland. Well, when they were started filming the first season, I was going to set with him, and yeah, that's how I kind of got to meet everybody. And then I would became friends with Jessica, who plays
Yeah,
Mallory,
yeah.
and yeah, they asked me if I'd be interested in acting and all that stuff, and I told them yeah, and I went and I read for the part. So
And before Heartland, you were on Brokeback Mountain. Is that correct?
I
Correct?
I was yeah when I was
You'd
younger.
had you'd had a little bit of acting experience before Heartland anyways.
Yeah, I'd been acting and taking acting classes and doing stunts and stuff. So yeah.
Do you think that's how they came up with your character? They saw you sort of like following Mallory or just, I mean,
I
Jessica.
I I think so. Yeah, totally.
So funny.
Yeah, we would hang out all the time, and yeah, she needed a love interest, so they picked me.
Listen, I'm sorry, but we need to talk. I need to talk. There's problems. A million problems, like I'm Aries, you're Pisces. You're not a big talker. I'm a talkaholic. You're a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll. You're too short. I'll grow.
Now, did you already have like a little crush on her in real life, or is that just something they made up for the?
No, we were more so friends.
Okay.
Like we would hang out with we would hang out with each other all the time, and yeah.
Are you guys the same age?
She is a few months younger than me.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
pretty much the same. Yeah.
roughly around
You're
the same
still
age.
young
Yeah.
enough that you like say in months, like, oh yeah, it's like. So, do you feel like your character was so entangled with Mallory? It's part of the reason why they also took Jake off the show at the same time.
I think so. Yeah, because like my storyline kind of revolves around her.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that's why. But hopefully, I'd love to go back on the show.
I know. And then so I
No.
had an interview with Ken Craw, one of the producers, and I'd
Yeah,
asked him after the interview, like, which of the characters you're thinking about bringing back? And I
yeah,
asked Heather this too. Heather had mentioned Mallory, and she sort of insinuated maybe Jake, but he actually said, like, Jake, Mallory,
yeah,
and young Jack. So I was like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I think yeah, Jessica, she's such a strong actor, and she's such a sweet person, and I think like she adds a lot of life to Heartland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that I think it'd be great if we came back.
Now, do you still keep in touch with her? Have you talked to
You,
her?
yeah. We keep in touch quite a bit. She's very busy. She works all over the world. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah. She was just in New York, I think, and then she was down in Georgia doing something. And
No,
yeah,
I just want to be with you. If that means spending the rest of our lives traveling around the world, then I'm on board. As long as we're in it together, that's all I've ever wanted.
That's all I want.
Is she interested in coming back to Canada? And
if her schedule and everything works out, I think she would love to. Yeah,
oh gosh, we have to get her back then. I think
yeah,
people would love
for
to
sure.
see Mallory again.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah,
Another person
she's
that
really
really
good.
is interested in coming back to Heartland is Mrs. Bell, Anna
Yes,
Ferguson, and you guys were in a lot of scenes with her.
yes, and Sugarfoot.
Yeah, and Sugarfoot. Now, is
Yeah.
Sugarfoot still around? Is he one of your grandfather's horses?
No, I don't know who he belongs to, but no, he's not one of John's, but
Which
yeah.
horses are any of the ones that the famous horse actors? Any of your grandfather's horses?
Yeah, they're all his.
So
All
he's
of
the
them.
wrangler. He's the one people I was talking about, like the wranglers. The wranglers do this and that. He's the wrangler.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
he's the
wow.
man. Yeah. So he is the Wrangler coordinator. So then he has Wranglers on set that help him out with all the stuff. But yeah,
So does he still work on Heartland now?
he does. Yeah. It's his horses that are still on the show.
So
So
like Spartan and Buddy.
Spartan and yeah, yeah. And I think was there a horse named Copper on there too?
Yes, Copper was Mallory's horse. That's right.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And so Copper's
So
still alive?
I believe so. Yeah,
Oh, that's great. That's great.
yeah, yeah. Getting older though, for sure. Yeah.
It's hard because you guys were kids when Heartland started, and then there's some kids on the show now, like Katie, the person who plays Katie, Baby McPherson. She wasn't even born when Heartland started,
Oh,
so it's
oh, yeah, yeah. It's time's flying, eh? Like
yeah,
16 seasons. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So do
yeah.
you live in Alberta?
I do. I live in Calgary.
So
Just
it would be very close for you to go back to Heartland.
oh yeah, yeah, not too far at all. Like I think the Heartland studio is only like 10, 15 minutes away from my house.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you
super
heard
close.
any buzz about it besides like me telling you about possibly going back for season 16 or from your
I've heard a little bit of talks and stuff like that, which I mean it always gets me excited. But
yeah.
yeah, I've heard a little bit of stuff for sure.
I think this is the first year, I mean, from talking to Heather before, this is the first year that they've thought about bringing Mallory back, as a permanent character.
Yeah, yeah, which would be great. Yeah, I just love working with Jessica for sure.
Where do you
Yeah.
see your character going if you guys do come back for season 6?
Um, where do I see Jake and Mallory going? I would love to see them come back and like I would hope that they would have kids or something. I think that would always be a fun road to go down and yeah, maybe Jake do some little bit more rodeo stuff and yeah, I think that would be great.
I think it'd be interesting to see too if Jake had like an older brother and like maybe it became a love interest for Amy or just maybe somebody that could be more
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
her.
because we never really see that side of like Jake's character, like his family dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think that would be really cool to show a little bit more about Jake and his upbringing and stuff, right? And his family and stuff.
They do talk a little bit about him having brothers and sisters, but you're right, they never actually bring them into the
Yeah,
story.
you never see anybody. Like I
No.
think I was at where was I? At Stampede one year. I was talking to Paul Brandt and I said, you should be my dad in Heartland. He said, absolutely, I would love Paul Brandt to be my dad in Heartland.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it would be. Because Gord Bamford is Mallory's dad. And he's a
Oh,
country singer too. Or no, George Canyon, sorry, not Gord
is
Bamford,
he
George
actually
Canyon.
singing in real life?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. He's
Oh,
actually
okay, so
a
that's what.
well-known Canadian country singer.
Oh, well, I always wondered about that. Okay, so he's.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah,
so
George
that's why they
Canyon.
had
Yeah,
that storyline where he's always going on the road.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He's
well, that
always
makes a
he's
lot of sense now.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the things like we don't know in the U.S. sometimes about the Canadian characters that people want to know. They're like,
yeah,
oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's pretty popular in the States, isn't it?
It's very popular. It was like ranked third on Netflix for a whole week last week, but it was the
Wow,
fifth most streamed show on Netflix of 2020 and 2021,
that's
and in the
crazy.
top 10 of all time there. So yeah, it's been
Yeah,
getting more popular,
yeah. Oh wow.
and people just starting to watch it, like watching you when you were a little kid. Like that's the first time they're seeing you,
Yeah, yeah.
which
No,
is
it's
it's so strange, right?
a wild ride. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Heartland's such a phenomenon. It's not even like a show. It's like a lifestyle or something, you know?
It totally is. Yeah, and I remember a few years ago I was on a cruise with my family, and I think we were going to the Cayman Islands, and we were just like in the middle of the ocean there. And I get back to my room one night, and just flipping through the channels there, and all of a sudden Heartland comes on this cruise ship, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever.
And was that Netflix or was it like some other streaming? Because
It
it's
was just
also
playing. It was just playing on their TV. Yeah,
right,
it wasn't on a Netflix or anything like that.
exactly. It's like everywhere. It's not only Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime, it's on Up Faith and Family, it's on
Yeah,
YouTube TV now. They've just put the first 3 seasons on YouTube. And then
yeah,
they put it on Film Rise also, like the first 10
yeah,
seasons. So it's like just that's why it's just getting more and more popular everywhere.
yeah,
And
yeah.
people
It's
get mad if
crazy.
they can't see the early seasons. Like some places like Mexico and Brazil have taken seasons 1 through 6 off
Yeah,
because it's the cost. And people are getting so upset and angry. They're like, we want those seasons back.
yeah,
They're rewatching the old seasons, like the ones
yeah,
you were on.
yeah, yeah. No, it's been crazy. Yeah, it's huge in Brazil too, I guess, eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
people all the
Wow.
time asking me to convert my videos to Portuguese because they want to see them.
Oh,
Brazil's
really?
so big. Yeah, it's that big
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah. Crazy.
so you actually live on a ranch. You're on a ranch right now?
No, so I live in town here in Calgary, but my family ranch, so it's been in my family for about 120 years,
Wow.
and it is just south of Calgary here, just south of Okotoks there. So
Oh, neat.
yeah,
Okay. Is it
yeah,
similar to the Heartland Ranch? Is it like the same?
kind of similar. Like we got barns and horses, and we got like cows and buffalo and stuff like that too. So
How many acres? Is it the 600 acres like on Heartland?
um, it's a little bit more than 600 acres. Yeah. So my great grandfather homesteaded it in 1903,
Wow.
and yeah, it's a pretty big place.
Oh, wow. More than 600 acres. See, for us in the States, if you have like, I don't know, 5 acres or 20 acres, that'd be huge. So to
Yeah,
reach more than 600 is just it's unbelievable.
yeah. No, it's a
I
real
don't
real
even know
weird
anyone that
ranch.
has that much property.
No, it's too much when we're fencing it, and not enough when we're grazing it. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. So when you are fencing, you have to go around just like they show in Heartland with the horses and
Oh yeah, yeah. But we take our tractors and carry our equipment in trucks, and then if we got to go up and check fence way up in the hills, we'll go on a horse. Yeah,
like how similar is your grandfather's ranch to the Heartland Ranch? Like, would you say in terms of the how realistic is Heartland Ranch?
Heartland Ranch is very realistic, like in terms of um like when you see like when they're out fencing or when they're out checking cows and stuff like that, and the property and the landscapes, it's very similar to our place because they're in the foothills too, right? So
Yeah.
like the Heartland Ranch where we film at the Heartland Ranch, it's probably only like a 15-20 minute drive away from our place.
Do you realize how lucky you are to live there? Because one of the reasons the Heartland is so popular, I mean, I think, and a lot of people say, is because the beautiful scenery. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
thank God
mountains like
every day
that.
for sure.
Really? You
Yeah,
see those every day? No
yeah,
wonder you're
yeah,
so
thank
happy.
God.
Like,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
wow. And is the weather, like I know Amber does those weather reports. Is that because the weather is so changeable?
Yeah, the weather changes in Alberta like every 5 minutes. It seems like in the morning we'll get snow, in the afternoon we'll get sunshine. So it's kind of crazy.
Now, what's your dog's name? Because
This is Copper.
it seems
This
like
is
he might want to be on the show too, I think.
he does want to be on a show. Yeah, he wants all the attention all the time.
Well, what else have you been doing since, like, we don't know down here in the States as much. I know you said Winona Earp. What else have you been doing since you left Heartland? Probably a lot because it's been
I've
like,
been mainly doing stunts. I've been getting into a lot of stunt work. There's a couple different shows that are filming here right now, Joe Pickett and Welter Boys and all that stuff. So I've been doing stunts for them, and yeah.
would they let you do stunts if you're in Heartland season 16, would they let you do your own stunts, you think?
I'd have to talk to Tom about that. I've tried to do that in the past, but just like they get kind of nervous about that because if I hurt myself, then I'm not able to work. So
Right.
they like to have a
The
double
writers
formation.
have to furiously write something like Jake got hurt and now he's like, right, they'd have to rewrite
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So mostly it's been like more stunt work, some acting.
more stunt work. Yeah, a little bit of acting, and we just did Billy the Kid. That'll be coming out here on the 22nd of this month, and that was a great show to work on. So I wrangled on that for my grandfather, and then I also did stunts.
It sounds like Heartland is sort of starting like a big trend, especially in Canada, even here, of like Western shows in general. Like
It
you're saying,
is, yeah. They really got the ball rolling for sure. Like, cause you got Billy the Kid will be coming out, and then have you watched any of that Yellowstone?
um,
And there's
actually, I made
Yellowstone
a
that are
video if
popular.
you want to see about Yellowstone and how much I don't think it's anything like Heartland. I know you
Yeah,
couldn't.
no, it's not, but like, yeah, it's kind of like in that Western kind of
It's a
lifestyle,
Western
right?
theme, but it's like Heartland, I don't know, maybe slightly psychotic. I don't want to say it like that, but
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, for sure.
the first minute you see like somebody, they have a horse and like shooting it in the neck, and then the next
Yeah,
scene he's like torturing someone with like branding someone in the face. It's like I don't
kind
know.
of gruesome
It's like
for sure, right? Yeah.
ever gotten hurt like doing any stunts? Have you ever gotten injured?
No, actually, I've been very fortunate. I haven't broken any bones yet, so it's been
Okay.
I've been pretty lucky.
And is it mostly like on horses? You're like do stunts on horses, or
I do anything and everything as much as I
you
can.
must be like a daredevil then.
Yeah, adrenaline junkie for sure. Yeah.
So like in terms of I know I'm talking about Jessica a lot, but like in terms of like her character when she wanted to leave, how disappointed were you?
I wasn't disappointed at all. Actually, I totally like. I think she wanted to change and she wanted to see where her career would take her. So I like, totally was. supportive of that. And I kind of wanted to focus more so at the time on doing stunts too. So
Right, because you guys were so young, and so like you want to see the different things you can do. Now,
yeah.
so could you really understand like when Graham Wardle decided to leave Heartland? Was that something you could really relate to?
Yeah, no, Grant, I think Graham also wanted to see what else was out there for him too. So I think he reached that point in his career. So yeah, totally supportive of Graham as well.
Do you follow like what he does now on YouTube or Instagram or wherever he?
I'm not really
Oh,
like I
how
do
dare you?
sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have seen a little bit of like Graham. I know he has a podcast and stuff like that now. So that's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I know people are always like, "Oh my gosh, the number one thing." It's like on the groups I have, they keep saying bring Ty back, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I understand they want Ty to come back, but there's so many great storylines on Heartland. It's not just him. It's there's a lot of other like I think people would love to see Jake back and love to
Yeah.
see Mallory back.
I mean, I get people like direct message me all the time about when's Jake gonna come back, and I get fan mail still. Yeah, no, yeah, it would be great for sure.
Is it the number one thing you get recognized for being Heartland?
When I wear a cowboy hat, for sure, I have people come up to me, and it's still kind of cool to get used to because like they want to take your picture, they want you to sign something, and I think it's just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, so you're like Graham. You wear the backwards baseball cap now, and is
I,
that
I,
sort of
yeah.
like your thing? Like, is that what you do now, or do you still wear the cowboy hat?
Oh, I wear my cowboy hat usually every day, every time I go out.
So that's more
Yeah,
like the Jake we know, the Jake
yeah,
Anderson. Now, was
yeah.
that also on purpose that they used your name, like Jake Anderson, Jake Church?
Um,
Do you know?
I think like I can't really remember during like when I was going through like the whole audition process and all that stuff. Yeah, I think my character was named Jake right from the get-go. I think just from me going on set and becoming friends with like Heather and Jessica and Amber and stuff like that, I think they for the character they loved the name Jake, so it just suited.
Now,
Yeah,
what other like aspirations? I know obviously you said it's one of your dreams to be back on Heartland. Is that true? Is it sort of like a dream to go back?
I would love to. Yeah.
Really appreciate your time, Jake, and like doing this interview with me.
Well, thank you
And
very
I
much.
can't wait to see you in season 16. I hope you'll do another interview like when it's close, when you guys have wrapped up production of it, and we can actually talk about the storylines and.
Absolutely, I would love to.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more great videos all about Heartland. Bye for now. Keep Heartland strong.